Hi lovely people of YouTube land, this is AhhhsoNeo. Welcome back to my channel. I have another tag video for you today, and I know probably the last two videos have been tag videos, but hang in there with me. This one is the luxury items that just didn't work for me tag. This one is the luxury items that didn't work for me tag video, and this one was started by a luxury lover. So if you'd like to know what items I've bought and then had to return or sold off because they just didn't work for me, watch this video. Hi guys, welcome back to AhhhsoNeo. My name is Neo. This is my part of the YouTube world where I like to talk about luxury items such as beauty and shoes and handbags, and I also of course like to even it all out a little bit and talk a little bit about project planning and trying to work through my stash. So that's my corner here on YouTube. If you have been here before to watch, thank you so much for coming back. I love the community I have here on YouTube land, and I think it's fantastic that you guys do come back and that you guys do subscribe. If you're new, watch me, get to know me, get to decide if you like my personality. If you do, if you like what I'm about, of course, hit the subscribe button. Do it now. And also hit the notification button so you can know when I post new videos. So the video I'm doing today is by LuxuryLover, and it is the tag video, luxury items that didn't work for me. So I will buy items and then I like to do my unboxings on this channel and sometimes on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, guys, same name, AhhhsoNeo, and I'll link that here. But sometimes, well, not a lot, but on occasion I will get something that doesn't work for me, and in those cases I don't do an unboxing. I just either just send it back quietly or move it on to the next person, like, you know what, this didn't work for me. A classic example I have of that is the Gucci Marmont wide belt. I bought this belt, got it from Bloomingdale's. It was shipped to me. I was on the phone. I don't have a Bloomingdale's where I live, so I was on the phone with my SA, and she had walked over to the Gucci desk, and you know, she's texting me these pictures back and forth, and I was taking my daughter to soccer, so I wasn't really paying the right kind of attention to what she was sending me. And she was asking me what size I wanted, and she kept saying, no, you want the 80, and you know, have a small waist. So I was like, okay, that sounds right. Anyway, I told her to go ahead and send it, right? Put it on the card. 2 days later, I'm looking at the card and I noticed this humongous charge, and I'm like, wait, what is this? And it was the belt. And it was also the wrong belt. It was the wide belt, not the thin belt that they had bought for me. And I thought, okay, let's see what it looks like. Got it, tried it on, looked at myself. It was nice. It was definitely a statement belt, definitely a statement piece. I was like, wow, this is great. Took a picture of the box it came in. I put that picture on Instagram because I was like, hey, this thing has a Gucci belt. Yeah. Looked at myself in the mirror for like 10 minutes and then thought, what the hell? Honest to God, I thought, did I literally just spend this kind of money on a belt? No. No. And I texted her. I was like, Tiffany, I'm sorry, girl. I literally had an Instagram made me do it moment. I was like, I own one other belt. Well, at that time, I owned one belt. No name brand belt that I wear maybe 3 or 4 times a year. And I know there's so much you can do with a Gucci Marmont belt, but I just couldn't get the price of that belt out of my head. I just kept thinking, in what world do me, myself, and I wear a $450 belt? In no world. Absolutely no world. That sucker was wrapped back in the box and shipped off the very next day. I just thought, this is going to be that piece that's just going to sit in my closet that I'm never going to wear, and there's so many other things I can do with that money. It just is. Trust me, the money's already been spent. So I sent it back. I really did. And I've bought other belts since. I have a couple other belts that I've bought. One was on sale, so the price was lower. I'll put a picture of that below. Actually, both of the belts I've bought since then were on sale, and I'm having fun playing with them. But I really had that Instagram moment. I mean, I really had that moment where I was like, if I'd never seen this belt on Instagram, beautifully styled, looking fabulous, I would have never bought it. And really, it took me putting it on and looking at myself in the mirror. I put it on with 2 different dresses because I was like, this is how I would style it. And I loved both of the looks. And then I just thought, yeah, it just wasn't for me. So yeah, that was number 1. Number 2 is a pair of shoes that I love the look of. I think they are stunning, and I like to try them on in store, but I just knew the first time I tried them on they were not for me. And these are Christian Louboutin Socialize shoes. I think these are the sexiest shoes. They are just the right height. They give your calf muscles just the right shape. They are amazing. It's just enough toe cleavage. But I have the world's fattest foot. I mean, my foot is just fat and wide, and when the sides of the Socialize doesn't even come up to cover your foot, like when you can see where, you know, obviously I'm a woman of color, so my foot is brown on top and pink on the bottom, but when the side of the shoe doesn't even cover that part where it goes from the pink to the brown, and literally half your foot is coming out of the shoe, it's not for you. It wasn't for me. And it wasn't even a matter of is it comfortable or not, because I'm beyond the point where I expect shoes to be comfortable. I like shoes. I don't have, you know, I can sit down. We all have that pair of shoes that we know they are for sitting and other things that don't involve walking, right? We all have those, you know, those shoes. Right. I'm happy with that. You know what I'm saying? I can live with that. And I would have been very happy to buy a pair of Socialize for those purposes. But they just looked so wrong on my foot. Like, I'm like, you know, Mr. Louboutin, could you make Socialize in a size wide? Because they are so narrow that I really look like Cinderella sisters. And that's not a good look for anybody. So yeah, that's the second pair. That's the second item. So I keep looking down because I have it all written down in my agenda here. The third item that I bought, literally bought, brought it home, took it out, stood in front of my mirror, put it back in the box, went straight back to the store the next day. And it's funny because when I walked in, my sales associate was like, I knew you were coming back. This was many, many years ago. I fell in love with the Louis Vuitton Tivoli PM. I thought it was the most beautiful bag in the world. I'm not a monogram girl, but for that bag, I was willing to make the exception. I went into the store, and the price at that time, I was like, I cannot justify this bag. I just couldn't. And I ended up buying a different bag. You know, my SA, Larissa, hi Larissa, she showed me the Louis Vuitton Delightful. And at that time, it was only available in the monogram. It was not available in the Ebin prints, which it is now. And I said, well, let me take this. Let me take the monogram Delightful bag, because I'm kind of thinking I do want a monogram bag. And the Tivoli was, I think at that time, the Tivoli was 1,000, and the Delightful was 7 something, maybe 800. And you know, my pocket was like, just take the lesser price bag, right? Great. Brought it home in a large box. I took it out. I stood in front of the mirror. I slung that baby over my shoulder, and I was like, nope, 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 nope. I like the monogram print, but in very, very small doses. And I know I say that as I have one back there, but even that, it's a small bag. For me, I actually kind of find the monogram a little flashy. Don't kill me. If it's your thing, it's your thing. But for me, it's very much a look at me bag, right? And part of why I liked the Tivoli was that it's small. Like, the smaller it is in monogram, the better it works for me. Once it's, you know, half my body is covered in the monogram, then for me it's too much. I mean, I've had that same thing when I tried the Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM. When they gave it to me in the monogram print, I immediately was like, no, that's too much monogram for me. I know, it was stupid, but it is. And so I stood in front of the mirror and I kept looking at it. I kept taking it off, put it on a different shoulder, looking at it, and I was like, no sis, this ain't it. Packed it back up, wrapped it up nicely, walked my butt right back to Louis Vuitton the next day. Actually, it was when Louis Vuitton was still inside of Saks. This forever ago. But I took it back, and when Larissa saw me, she was just like, yeah, I knew. Here's the Tivoli. And I was like, my bad. Switched the bags out and never regretted the decision to purchase the Tivoli. Still have that bag, still carry it. Not a lot because, like I said, I'm not a fan of monogram, but it's my only monogram bag purchase that's considered luggage or travel accessories. And I'm good. I'm really good. Yeah. So those are the 3 items that I purchased, and for whatever reason, and decided this really does not work for me, and you know, took it back. You know, it's funny with the Delightful, I don't even have a picture of that bag. That is how much I just knew this is not for me. Well, you know, and this was back in the days when we weren't taking selfies of a million pictures anyway. But that's the thing. I don't even have a picture of me holding that bag because I immediately was like, no, this isn't it. So anyway, so thanks LuxuryLover for tagging me to do this video. This was a fun one. I enjoyed doing it. I do have I do have some people I'd like to tag to do this one if you haven't done it already, and it's going to be my usual suspects. So we will have Andri at Style for Life. Would like to see what luxury items you know are definitely not for you. It'll also be a lady. It'll also be a Lady B from Boston if you haven't already done this. Deborah, Dre Lux TV, of course, always. Hi, girl. Of course, Windfire 69, Natural Lux Diva, and Lady LIfeplasty. I was going to say LiFeplasty. LIfeplasty from across the pond. Also, I'd like to see what Dionne Ward would have to put on this video. What would you put, girl? I'm curious. And a YouTuber that I recently started following, I think it's Yotia Style. I'm probably butchering your name, and I apologize, and I'll link you down below. But if anyone else hasn't done this tag yet, this is a tag by LuxuryLover, and it is the luxury items that didn't work for me. Hope I'm getting that right. Yeah, take a gander at this one, ladies. Can't wait to see what you do, what you share. So, yeah, that was it. Quick video. This is Neo of AhhhsoNeo. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. I'm gonna wrap it up by saying the same thing I say at the end of most of my videos, which is choose happiness every minute, every moment, every second, every day, every month, etc. Choose happiness. It is a choice. Your emotions are a choice. You get to choose how you feel. Make the right choice. You will thank yourself for it later. Always choose happiness. It's a reminder to myself. It really is, because, woo, life. But choose happiness. Alright, bye. Subscribe. You made it to this point. Subscribe and hit the notification button. Do it.